Now we're going into NFL. So we decided we're going to do our own fantasy football rankings. I'm big into fantasy. Alex does fantasy football with his friends. I've been big in fantasy football for 15 years plus now. Shit, I'm 31.
Yeah, hold on. Like Vinny, like if you listen to Vinny, you might think like, oh, this guy's a little slow in some areas,
Good choice, though.
And I heard he was dropped as a child and he used to play with outlets and shit, so you can't really blame him.
I did fall off of a pushing cart at a grocery store and crack my head.
Right, and he used to play with outlets and stuff, but that's besides the point. So I'm just saying he is slow in certain things, but when it comes to fantasy football, you are pretty up there in fantasy knowledge. You know?
I mean, I was paying like $350 entry at like 14.
Yeah.
$350 entry fee at 14, so you just add up.
I mean, and he can just drop stats like no other. At least for sure when he was younger. Probably still now, but definitely.
I see it even better now. That's what you're talking about. All right, so we're gonna do this week. We're gonna do our top 10 fantasy quarterbacks and our top 10 fantasy running backs. So cool. We'll start with quarterbacks. I tried to do it off top. I looked at some. I was at work last week, starting to get the group chats about. I do two big fantasy leagues. I do a keeper league, and I do a league where I go live and I draft. I still drive back to Palm. I live in Vegas, but I still drive back to Palm Springs to do this live draft at this Mexican restaurant that my boy owns. So anyway, I go do this live draft, and anyway, the moral of the story was the group chats were coming in, so I started looking at some rankings about a week ago. Today, I personally wrote this down in my notebook without pulling up any rankings. Hendrix on my phone. If I had my phone, I would have looked a little bit. So I'm trying without them. I know a good gist of it, but so I hope I didn't mess up someone or leave someone out. But we'll try it.
Okay, cool.
So let's do quarterbacks. Let's do from 10 to 1.
Yeah, we'll go 10 to 1.
You go. We'll just go back and forth.
Yeah.
10. Okay. You number 10.
10. Ryan Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill, Tennessee Titans. Okay. Yeah. I'm going 10. Jalen Hurts, the Eagles quarterback. They're going to be down a lot of games. He's going to be having to run a little bit, throw a little bit. I like Jalen Hurts at number 10. He's a sleeper I like too. So, yeah, I might have him a little higher than some people, but I got Jalen Hurts at number 10.
Okay, cool. Number 9, Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, okay.
Yeah. Go with the GOAT.
The 44-year-old vet. It's funny. My 9's kind of like him, just the other guy. I got Aaron Rodgers at number 9. The ex-MVP. The only thing that would hurt some of these guys like that, they don't run as much and stuff. So their stats are, they could have these big passing yards and passing touchdowns, but their running is big. So
I think everyone's list now leads more towards the hybrids.
Exactly.
You know, the closer you get to the
fantasy, it does. If you get 80 yards running like a running back.
And there are multiple hybrids now. Before it was like 1 or 2, you know, like Mike Vick.
That's what makes my top 8. I mean, 7 and 8 are basically that.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Number 8 actually went with Aaron Rodgers, a step above you.
Aaron Rodgers. And again, he was the MVP last year. He just didn't get any rushing yards, but
I am curious the motivation this year with all the beef that's going on behind the scenes with the Packers, but
the good thing is, like he said, he's about the players, you know. So for the players, they'll make one run. Does that mean they get him over top? I'm not sure.
Aaron Rodgers is my favorite quarterback. I expect him, but you know,
he's a savage, bro. Yeah. He's a big time star. He's handled like a champ. Yeah. He's super evolved. People don't get it. Like, he's really evolved. That guy's a G. And he's just going through Hollywood actresses. From Mila Kunis to Danica Patrick. Now he's on some new actress who I don't know. Like, jeez. No, it wasn't Mila Kunis. It was
that's Ashton Kutcher.
That's Ashton Kutcher. It was the other girl who's even more crazy. Wish I could think of it. Dang.
Back to the fantasy picks.
But anyway, shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Number 8, I got Deshawn Watson. He would typically be higher, but like he's in Texas trading camp. He's demanding a trade, so it's probably not gonna be on the Texans. But Deshaun Watson's like a top 5 quarterback. It just doesn't matter if he's playing the first couple of weeks. So we'll see how it all pans out. But I feel like even if he sits down the first 2-3 weeks before they trade him, Deshaun Watson's so good. I'll still got him number 8. Deshaun Watson, number 8.
Okay, number 7 for me, I have Justin Herbert.
Hey, guess who my number 7 is? Justin Herbert. Really? That's my number 7. Yeah.
Nice.
7, Justin Herbert. He was last year's rookie. He's kind of like Joe Burrow gets a lot of fame and Tua gets more talk. And Herbert's gets a lot of talk now. I mean, Herbert's cards are incredible. But Justin Herbert is actually the guy who they think is going to be the best of all of them. I still got a lot of hype in Joe Burrow and Tua, but Justin Herbert, I got number 7 as well.
Number 6, I'm going with Russell Wilson.
Oh, Russ.
Both of our favorites.
About to put 200 on him at 25-1. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. That's a $5,000 payout. That's how I'm feeling.
He's just a killer.
He's a killer. Bro, by the way, that thing I showed you, Russell Wilson, they have this summer camp he does every year. That's his house. My G's got a football field outside of his house.
Of course.
Basketball court. Sierra's
He's
over
one
there.
of those athletes that spend $1 million on recovery a year.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
When him his wife, I mean, he got the $150 million contract, $134 million.
Oh, yeah.
But he brings all the boys in for summer camp. They, like, kind of stay at his house. He probably gets them a hotel or something, but he has a football field outside his house, a basketball court. Sierra's over there playing tennis with him on some silly stuff. And he's just, like, I just don't feel like a lot of these new kids are much like that anymore. Just like this positivity team leader. I'll never forget Jimmy Graham was in the post-game press conference. He's like, I've just never been in a pocket where a guy just keeps it so calm in such an intense moment of like Russell Wilson driving down the field with a minute left in the fourth quarter. Like, what a G, bro. I'm putting 200 on them at 25-1. Facts. So, that being the case, I got number 6. I have Russell Wilson up there, but not yet. 6, I have Dak Prescott. Cowboys, they're going to have one of the most high-powered offense. He doesn't run as much, but that's probably going to be like one of the most high-powered offenses out there besides like the Chiefs. Some people think Prescott could be MVP, but that team's culture soft, so they ain't going anywhere. Yeah. But shout out to Dak Prescott and stats.
That's kind of how I feel. I actually have Dak Prescott at my number 5 spot. But I am concerned with the offensive line. They were terrible last year, but they're healthy this year, so we'll see.
And again,
but and I don't trust the Cowboys. I don't like the Cowboys, to be honest.
It's a character issue. It's not like they're the Steelers. Steelers are always good with just grit and character. Cowboys are the opposite. They're like prima donnas.
Sorry, Cowboys.
But shout out to Cowboys.
Yeah.
Actually, your sister put money on them to win the championship too.
$100 my sister loves the Cowboys.
And they put 300 on the Packers, but they should have waited until I made my bets. But all right, so we actually have 6 and 5 flip flop. So I have 5 Russell Wilson. I don't gotta say anymore. I gave my Russell Wilson take. Shout out to Russell Wilson.
Okay, number 4 I have Kyler Murray.
Yep.
Another killer.
Kyler Murray's I have him high on mine, but I have at 4 Josh Allen. That's probably the other team I'm going big on. Buffalo 10-1. I'm at least putting 2 on them, 200 on the Bills, maybe 250. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with my money. I don't want to put more out than 600, so I'm trying to figure out what I do. But
600. So you doing like 6 teams, or you?
No. I'm gonna do big 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna do big 3, either 250 on 2 and 100. But if I want to put 200 on Seattle, I might do 222. That's what I'm leaning towards, 222. Because I've been hitting so much, now I just got to start upping the ante, you know? So fuck it. Josh Allen, number 4. He had 46 touchdowns last year. He for a big white guy runs touchdowns in too, because they do a lot of QB dives, kind of like Cam Newton. So I got Josh Allen at number 4.
Okay, my number 3 spot is Lamar Jackson. He's the ultimate hybrid quarterback. It's just the consistency and the maturity in the league, and those are the things that concern me, and why I separated my 2 spot from my 3rd spot. But Lamar Jackson, number 3.
My number 3 is Lamar Jackson as well. My biggest thing with him is just like injury prone. I feel like he's the one that I'm just always a little worried about. He's the Michael Vick of now, just doesn't throw as good as Michael Vick. But Lamar Jackson was just MVP 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And broke a bunch of crazy stats.
And he's a great guy, too.
Yeah, I love Lamar Jackson. The kids love Lamar Jackson, too. He actually just got COVID, too, which is unfortunate.
Oh, really?
They gave him COVID. But shout out to Lamar Jackson. Ravens are this team that I really want to put some money on. It's just like...
It doesn't feel there yet.
It doesn't seem that. Again, fantasy, he's a killer because he can get like 150 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown. You know, and he might only have 150 passing yards, but still, that's a lot of points for a quarterback with 150 rushing yards. So I like him way more fantasy than I do making a big pass in the AFC Championship. So, but shout out to Lamar Jackson. I actually have him number 3 as well.
Okay, number 2, you had him at your 4th spot, but I have Josh Allen. Like you said, he's an amazing hybrid, and he's very consistent. He didn't have any off games. Like Lamar Jackson had a couple games last season where he dropped like 8, 10, Yeah. And Josh Allen's consistently a killer, and I love the Bills. So
right. Yeah. And the thing with Josh Allen, too, and that's why I like the Bills, too, his progression last year, he's becoming like this top quarterback. That's
their offense is a high-pass offense.
High-powered. Yeah. Well, and they added 2 people, too. They added Emmanuel Sanders, who's been a G for a while, and they had a rookie last year. I'm drawing a blank. His name Gabriel something. He had 7 touchdowns, so they have a rookie who's going to be really good. On top of that, Stephon Diggs is like a top 3 receiver. So Bills are going to be good. Yeah. I'm excited for that. All right, number 2, we actually slipped 2 and 4. He had Josh Allen 2, Kyler Murray 4, I believe.
Yeah,
I had Josh Allen 4. I have Kyler Murray 2. Okay. Just because I think he can get a little bit more rushing yards than Josh Allen, and I like teams like Bills. The one thing is like I think they're good. So with fantasy, if you're up, your stats aren't as good sometimes because you can run a little bit more, even though they're going to be high power. This is like picking like real close to inches. Yeah. But I think Cardinals might be down a little bit more. So Kyler's
it's a little bit more fight.
A little bit more fight. A little bit when you're down, you got to throw more, run more. So, but I got Kyler Murray number 2. Let's go.
Damn,
I love Kyler Murray.
You have him higher than a lot of people.
Yeah, and I got a bunch of auto rookies of Kyler Murray. I love Kyler Murray. So shout out to Kyler Murray.
Okay, and number one, I don't even think it's a surprise. Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, best quarterback in the league.
Right, and that one isn't saying much. I got the same thing too. Patrick Mahomes too. Yeah. And the funny thing is, he doesn't run much either. But he can throw for 55 touchdowns though. That's the difference. Yeah, Aaron and Brady can get like 35, 37 at this point. I think Rodgers had 37 last year, but I don't. They can't get more than that. Just they're too old. They're not even too old, but their teams will be up. The same thing. Patrick Mahomes might do something stupid and get like 55, 60 touchdowns. And there's one more game this year too. So this is the first year.
Yeah, he was saying he wanted to be the first team with what would be the record then?
Well, 19-0 it was. Now it's 20-0, which sounds cooler on paper. Because there's one more game this year, which is big. That's why a lot of things I'm looking to in the futures, and we'll get into that probably in a couple weeks. But is durability. I'm almost looking at teams with like a decent backup quarterback. That's why I don't like the Ravens. If Lamar Jackson goes out, they lose 4 games. So it's like now I'm looking like, can they have someone who can come in and be manageable for a couple of games? 17's a lot of games, bro.
That's a lot.
In a COVID year where COVID could take you out, where you already get injured, where quarterbacks run more, it's going to be a durability thing. So, which we saw in NBA this year, which is less physical than NFL. Yeah. NBA, it was more about who was the biggest attribute was who could be healthy. I mean, the Nets got hurt, Lakers got hurt. I mean, and that's basketball.
Cool. So do you want to go over our picks one more time?
Yeah, you go your 10-1, and then I'll do my 10-1.
All right, cool. Number 10, I have Ryan Tannehill. Number 9, Tom Brady. Number 8, Aaron Rodgers. Number 7, Justin Herbert. Number 6, Russell Wilson. Number 5, Dak Prescott. Number 4, Kyler Murray. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 1, of course, Patrick Mahomes.
Do you have this on just our faces right now?
Yeah.
It's not Busta Rhymes in the back?
No.
Okay, good.
It's not, yeah.
So we're just keeping our face. I would say put the NFL thing up, but as long as Buster's not in the back. All right, so my 10 Jalen Hurts, 9 Aaron Rodgers, 8 Deshaun Watson, 7 Justin Herbert, 6 Dak Prescott, 5 Russell Wilson, 4 Josh Allen, 3 Lamar Jackson, 2 Kyler Murray, and 1 Patrick Mahomes.
Cool.
All right, that's our fantasy football quarterback 2021 top 10 rankings. And let's get right into the next one. We'll go